there any kids hurt?
The shooting began around 8:30 a.m. A sniper was firing random shots at school children on their way to class at Cleveland Elementary. 8 children and 2 adults, the school principal and a custodian, were felled quickly. The principal and custodian would die. For a while, the sniper, 16-year-old Brenda Spencer, kept police at bay, firing from her house across the street from the school at anything that moved. A police trainee was shot while trying to assist a wounded child.
This was one of the first school shootings in American history. But what makes it even more disturbing is what the shooter said after. What led a 16-year-old to commit such a horrific crime? And why did she show no remorse? This is the true story of the Grover Cleveland Elementary School shooting. Brenda Spencer was just 16 years old when she carried out the attack. She lived in a house directly across the street from Grover Cleveland Elementary School in San Diego, California. Described as a troubled teenager with a history of behavioral issues, Brenda's life was marked by neglect, isolation, and an obsession with violence. According to reports, she lived in poverty with her father in a house littered with empty beer cans and squalid conditions. Classmates described her as quiet but strange, someone who often talked about guns and killing. In 1978, her father gifted her a semi-automatic .22 caliber rifle for Christmas, despite her history of depression. That rifle would soon become the weapon of a horrifying attack. On the morning of January 29, 1979, students and staff at Grover Cleveland Elementary prepared for another school day. But at around 8:30 a.m., shots rang out. Brenda Spencer, positioned from inside in her home, began firing at the school's entrance. The first victims were Principal Burton Ragg and custodian Mike Suchar, both fatally shot while trying to help the children. Several others, including police officers and young children, were injured as bullets continued to fly. Panic set in as students scrambled for safety. As police arrived, Spencer barricaded herself inside, leading to a tense standoff. When a reporter managed to contact her by phone, she uttered the now infamous words, "I don't like Mondays." This livens up the day. Her chilling indifference shocked the nation. She showed no remorse, no emotion. Hours later, she finally surrendered.
At 3 p.m., it became a question of surrender or SWAT people storming the house after a tear gas barrage. Shortly after 3, the word was out that Spencer would give it up, and then she did. SWAT officers escorted her from the house to custody, and the long and terrible San Carlos sniper siege was over. Doug McAllister, News.
Spencer was charged as an adult and pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and assault with a deadly weapon. She was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. Her actions sparked national discussions on gun control, mental health, and juvenile justice. Despite multiple parole hearings, she remains incarcerated to this day. Over the years, she has claimed she was under the influence of drugs and abused by her father. But her story remains controversial. The Grover Cleveland shooting was one of the first school shootings to receive widespread media coverage, setting a grim precedent for future tragedies. The words, "I don't like Mondays," became synonymous with senseless violence. The song, inspired by the shooting, became a haunting reminder of how a seemingly random act of violence could leave scars on an entire community.
Yet, whether their children were among the injured, they chose to wait here together rather than at home alone. And surprisingly, little more than an hour after she was brought in, 10-year-old Crystal Hardy went home with her parents. She had escaped with a minor injury and a bad fright.
I got shot, and then Mr. Barnes said, Crystal, he said, Duck, you guys run. Then I got shot, and then I went in the nurse's office, and I was bleeding a lot. I just was laying there. And then the policeman came and brought me here.
You must have been really scared.
I was. It hurt.
The bullet that went through her wrist didn't harm anything. It went through, didn't hit the bone, or we're just praising the Lord.
You're lucky.
Take care.
Carol Kendrick, News 8, La Mesa.
Today, school shootings have become all too common, but the horror of that January morning in 1979 remains etched in history. It serves as a reminder of the importance of addressing mental health, responsible gun ownership, and recognizing warning signs before tragedy strikes again.